Hello, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Today's video is going to feature Pete, and he has a really cool DIY homemade camper. He's going to meet us down by the river, so join us. Hello, Pete, and welcome to New Jersey Outdoor Adventures.
What's up? My name's Pete Zen. This is my van. It's a Ford 2003. I think it's a 2003. When I bought it, it had like a big wheelchair lift in it. There's a couple little weird things with it, like doors don't open and everything, but it runs great. Everything works great. It's honestly the best van I ever bought. I've toured in vans for years, and like every van I've had is broken down on the road, and this has been a good one. So when I had the wheelchair lift in it, I brought it to the mechanic to like check it out, and I asked them to take it out, and they were like, we need a literal forklift to like get this out of here. So I'm like, okay, I can't spend a ton of money. So I just brought it home, and I took like a circular saw, and I took out like all the bolts and stuff, and I just plopped it out on the driveway. It cracked like the whole driveway and everything. And then I dragged it. I like summoned the power from all my ancestors, and I dragged this like 300-pound, I don't even know how many, it was probably 2,000 pounds. Probably the strongest guy in the world. But so I dragged it into the garage, and just left it there. Yeah, so then like I put this like shag carpet down just to cover up all the holes and everything. I didn't redo the floor or the siding, just because budget was too crazy. But yeah, so let's start in the front maybe and work our way back, because there's a lot. So first, what's cool about this van is it's not a Ford. It's a wiener. It's upside down, but it's a wiener. I also have tornado mode. So you have low tornado mode and high tornado mode. You also have flavor. So you got icy and spicy, whatever you're feeling that day. I got the shag steering wheel, the shag, whatever this is. I got the shag fuzzy dice. Here's my band, Jet Jaguar. Here's some like stuffed animals I won from arcades when I like conquered the claw machines. The shag seats, which actually kind of suck when it's really hot out there, like really warm and insulating. Let me think. Oh, so we got our road trip thing. So we pretty much just take it out on weekends right now, but maybe when our lease is up in August, we're going to take it out full time. Stinkies. Random stuff that I won in an arcade. All good stuff. Some crystals for good energy. I'm not a crazy crystal guy. Hand sanitizer. This is probably the most important thing to have in van life, is the Brita water bottle. So I do have a sink, which we'll get to, but it's not reliable. What else I got in here? Also important right now, masks. Here's my Avril Lavigne mask. Goofy stuff. Yeah, so this is pretty much just random storage. I have like the remote to control the stereo in here. And then over here we got my samurai sword, so if anybody tries to break in, I can kill them on command. And here's the sink. So here's like the whole kitchen unit. So this kitchen unit I built out of old wood. When the pandemic hit and I lost like, my main gig is I'm a touring musician, and I'm a producer and a talent buyer. So when the pandemic hit and like everything shut down, I started building studio desks for other studios, and this was built from extra wood, and my girlfriend drew on all this cool stuff. And in the sink, there is a pipe that goes straight down through the floor to the ground. Yeah, so it goes straight out to the floor, and then I just filled in the gap with like some sort of silicone, but it works really good. It doesn't leak or anything. And then obviously my trash can, which is very important for this sort of stuff. And then here is the water storage. So I don't know like how useful this is, because the water pump does work, but I drink out of the water bottle all the time. So I'm thinking of like just filling this up with Mountain Dew and having Mountain Dew on tap, because I got the water bottle, and it's just like, I just take this out on the weekend, and I probably drink more Mountain Dew than water anyway, so it doesn't matter. We got some LED lights up here that are super nice. They're just plugged into the USB over there. So the way that I'm powering everything is I have this Jackery battery, and I think it's 240 watts. It was pretty affordable. So I run my home stereo that I have in here that's connected to a sub underneath. Here's this, and the wires run up front to the two speakers up front. We have one on the right and one on the left over here, and they're tucked underneath the like vinyl that's here. And then there's a sub under the bed. So it plugs into the front, and then this wire right here runs to the solar panel on the roof, which is 100 watts. It's, what's today? It's like January, so we're not getting a lot of sun, but I'm still getting 40 watts in. So that would charge in about 6 hours, math. And I'm only using 3 watts now. So this right here, this is how I turn on my fan on the roof right here, right above you. So it connects to this wire right here, and then it goes in here, and then I have a little button to turn it on, and I also have to activate the actual 12-volt part. And then you can open it up. This is honestly the best part. Yeah, and it blows real good. It's definitely a must for the van life thing. Because even when I was sleeping in vans with bands and stuff, it was like you'd wake up with like 5 sweaty dudes next to you or whatever, and it would be so hot in the van. So you have to have the fan over anything else. The heater, not so much. You can always get like a sleeping bag, you can always get whatever. Yeah, so then I have my cooking stove right here. It's just a Coleman outdoor cooking stove. We try not to like cook elaborate meals with it, because when we do like explore and stuff, we like to go out to restaurants. I'll show you. Yeah, so you just pop it up, you connect the propane on the side, and then it opens up right here, and you can cook whatever you want. And this is cool, it has like the grill so you can cook burgers and stuff, but we just make like simple things like pasta, soup, nothing crazy. So this is some storage when we go out on the weekend. It just has like jackets, also these little containers where we can put like random miscellaneous things. First aid kit, a really good towel, and then I have my PS4, which I do have a power strip in here too. So I try not to use it too often because the battery is a little small. I need to get another one because I want to get a fridge in here. I want to get, you know, I want to hook the TV up on the wall. I want to have like a spot for the PS4 or PS5 when I can get it. But when I run the TV in the PS4, it takes up about like 60 watts, so that's kind of high. But yeah, so I just use this, I just sit on it, and I can also store things. Other storage I keep my skateboards under here. Got an extra deck. And I'll show you the subwoofer too. Right in there, it's a big guy. And then I got this amp that I actually got to bring to the studio right now. And then when we're out and about, if we're at like a nice beach spot, which we usually are, I got this guy. It's a little speaker, but it's pretty loud. And then it has disco mode. So you can even set the mood if you have to. Here's the bed. So here's the TV. What we usually do is we'll just hook it up right here, and it'll chill in the corner while we like chill in the bed. So the bed is, I forget the dimensions. I think it's like, I don't know, I'm 5'7", we'll say 5'9". So, I can fit like perfectly across here. I bought like a Tempur-Pedic mattress and I cut it up because the original plan was to turn it into a couch, like when we needed more space. So I realized that it's like 4 inches of normal mattress and then like an inch of like memory foam. And that wasn't enough, so we bought this little guy here, which is another 2 inches or 3 inches of memory foam, and it's super soft and it's nice. So the original plan was to be able to fold it up, turn it into a couch, and you know, you stack the cushions because they're cut correctly to fit to turn into a couch. But it just wasn't that practical. So what I mainly use it for now is I'll fold it into a couch, just like if I need to get amps in here, if I need to get like wood in here or whatever. But I can show you how it folds out. I just fold this over. It's not going to be super pretty right now, but I'll just show you how it works. Fold this guy over. Rip this guy out. And then it just folds in so easily. We did use it a bunch in the beginning, but we took it down to Orlando and we were sleeping in it a bunch. And we realized like the bed sucked, so we got this memory foam thing, and then it just sort of stayed into a bed from there. But I mean, there is like a lot of room. All right, so when I got the van, it's like all windows all around, which is a problem because I don't want people to see me changing. So I got these like, what is it, blackout curtains. I got these blackout curtains, and what I did was I went underneath the original like fabric that's here, or like vinyl that's here, and I screwed it in with the vinyl again. So and I tried to do it on every window, but not every window it worked. So I did it on these vinyl windows, and I did it on this one behind the kitchen, and then the rest of the windows I got the Reflectix, and I put those up, which work really well. Honestly, I should have put them on every window and then done the fabric, but this works good. And then for the front, I have these curtains right here that tuck into the fuzzy seats. I'll show you. And it's really just like, it's screwed in with this little hook right here. And this is pretty good. Like when we sleep at night, I usually check outside because I'm a little paranoid and I don't know, a little crazy, and like you can't really see in unless like I have the disco ball going. But yeah, it's good. It also keeps in some of the heat, which is nice. And then up here between the curtains, hopefully the curtains don't knock down, I got extra storage. Right now it's just some coats. Oh, and my pink flamingo that we blow up. We'll bring to a lake or something, float around. Yeah, man, it's fun. Good stuff in here. Yeah, so these doors are good. This door's a little wonky. The wire broke, so when I want to open it, you have to pull the wire, which is pretty common on Ford vans, unfortunately. All the wiring and everything sucks. Keep my shoes in there, keep Reflectix in there. And then here's the back. So if I do need to like load in amps or wood or anything, I have all this space if needed.
Tell us about what inspired you to build this. I think off camera we talked about a shuttle bus at one point.
Yeah, so my old band, we had like I think it was like a 12-passenger shuttle bus, and we took out all the seats and everything, and we built bunk beds in it. And it was really just bunk beds, and we had like a stripper pole is what we called it. We had like a pole to hang on, and it held the trash can in place, and then it was just bunk beds with a bunch of memory foam cut up. So it was nice like touring in that because everybody had their own little section, you know.
Now, a lot of our viewers after watching this video are going to have a few questions maybe about, well, there was no porta potty in there. What do you do in that situation?
I go to my local chain gym. That's it. So the original plan was when the pandemic hit, we were gonna, like right before the pandemic hit, I was gonna buy a van and live in it full time. But the pandemic hit, all the gyms closed. So that kind of is like a big problem with everything, and stores closed, 24-hour things closed. So van life wasn't really like in the cards. So we got an apartment and we leased it for a year. And now that things are opening, we're probably gonna do that when it's done. But yeah, when the pandemic hit, I sold my car, I bought the van, I delivered Chinese food because my other work closed down for a little bit, and I did that as hard as I could, saved up some money, and still trying to save so that like next year we can go like full out with this thing.
And for cooling, we saw the fantastic fan in the roof.
Yeah.
I see a box here for a buddy heater. What are your plans with that?
Well, I want to go to Alaska. I don't know how if you can even do that, but I think that's probably the only time we would use it. We haven't even used it yet because it's like you have sleeping bags, you have blankets, you have like another person for heat. I've never really had issues with that.
Can you give our viewers some tips on like how to look for one of these vans and what the process was for you?
Yeah. So you want, depending on, if you have more money, it's good, obviously. But what you want to do is look for low miles, maybe one owner, good tires, good brakes. Check when you drive the van, check for any sounds, check for any like hiccups in the engine when you accelerate. It should be smooth. If it's not, then something's not right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You just want to make sure that cosmetically it's good and there's not too much rust or anything.
Well, how do you find one of these vans? This isn't just a regular van. This had to be at some type of auction site or government.
No, I bought it off like I think he called himself like a wholesaler or something, and he just like bought like government vehicles. So it was like a transportation vehicle at one point. It had the wheelchair lift in it. Yeah, so they usually buy them for really cheap and they'll sell them for a little bit more. But I found it on Facebook Marketplace.
Now, as for the conversion that you did, everybody's going to ask budget. It looks like the Jackery would be expensive, the fantastic fan.
Yeah.
What would someone expect to build one of these out?
I think you could do it in like $400.
Yeah?
You know, I think you could do it pretty cheap, honestly. Because like you think about the wood for, you know, the bed and the wood for the kitchen, maybe $150, $200 if you're like buying it new. And then like the pump is pretty cheap, the water pump's pretty cheap. Yeah, the most expensive thing is like the battery and the heater and like the random things like the TV, you know, which you don't even really need, you know.
And how much solar is on the roof?
100 watts.
100 watts.
100 watts, and it's like $1 a watt, so $100.
Well, Pete, thank you very much for taking the time to give us a tour of your cool little conversion van. How are our viewers going to be able to find you on the web or on social, so if they wanted to follow your journeys? Yeah,
my YouTube is Pete Zen, and my Instagram is PeteXZen, and you can just find me, say what's up.
Well, this is Patrick from New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, comment, share, and subscribe. I'd love it, and we'll see you soon.